Ready to go.
Okay, this is John Lopez
Joel Chambers.
and this is the interview part 2 for the ArtSeen magazine. Okay, we're going to start off by asking, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Joel. I went to school for audio production. I'm a musician, but I'm an artist of all trades. I love anything handmade and natural. So I'm an artist.
So why do you do what you do?
The aesthetics value of art, I think, has more value to me than the dollar sign of it.
So it's your passion.
Yeah, it's my passion for sure.
Where did that passion originate from?
My mom was real. She, counterculture hippie and everything. So she always let us watercolor and paint and stuff like that. So she was always, all my siblings, there's a lot of us, all of us are artistically gifted, in some way or another. And I think that's where it comes from. I don't think there's ever been like really one thing that it was just like, oh, boom, that inspired me to do that. Like it was just, I've just always been ADHD and working with my hands type thing.
Right. So how do you work though? I mean, how do you get in the mood in the sense of to make you focus? Do you listen to music? Do you do a certain thing every time before you start working, or does it just flow?
It just flows. Like sometimes, because if you try to force it, which I have to do sometimes, it just won't flow the same, And I'll have a skateboard deck, like this one. I'm broke has been a in working thing for so long because I'm so thinking about it all the time. But this really nice one over here just blasted out in one day, just because I was just in the mood and in the zone, and
right.
And so sometimes it just blobs out, and then other times you gotta stay on it. And
Now, do you have anything particular that you favor doing over everything else?
I love doing graffiti because I grew up doing graffiti, but the jewelry game, I really underestimated the jewelry game, and I got so good at it in California that coming back to Kansas City, it has become a passion now.
So, because you're talking about working with your hands, is that what makes it even more? I mean, because you do art with your hands, period. But I'm saying, just in the sense,
jewelry's pretty. It's pretty small and tedious work.
Right.
So
now, is that the art that you most identify with?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, in Kansas City right now, yep. Well, it used to be music. It really was, and I still play live shows and stuff here in Kansas City. I've done stuff at the Roxy and Club 906 up in
nice.
What's that, up in Liberty? Yeah, but yeah, the jewelry. I mean, if you pop the Elevate 16 name and somebody knows it, it's probably because they know the jewelry or some aspect of it. Seen me somewhere live with it.
Now, where else have you done your art at?
Well, I was born and raised in Kansas City in Ruskin, and my parents moved out of Ruskin and moved down south. But shortly after that, I joined the military, and I mean, I was all around the world in the military. And then when I got out in 2009, I moved to San Diego, stayed there until just about a year ago. So, I mean, I do my art everywhere I go, brother. I can't. No. I can't be at home and not draw on the wall.
Right. Now, did you do any art projects while you were in the military?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I used to tattoo when I was in the military. I had in my
Nice.
barracks room for the longest time. That's how I got,
And you
you know,
really
all
are
my
a
side.
jack of all
Yeah,
trades for real though. That's pretty damn cool though.
yeah. Try to
Um,
Renaissance man.
exactly right. And we were talking about how some of your jewelry, those shells, those bullets, they're from
Yeah, they're all unloaded.
right.
They're all unloaded from a live round, and it's
And you integrate those in your art in your jewelry.
right, and that's why I want to branch the name with my jewelry from Elevate 16 to Unloaded, because I think it gets the point across a little bit more about what is going on there with the with the bullet incorporated into the jewelry, because a lot of people think it's the Yosemite Sam gun toting thing, and it's not. It's I'm a combat veteran, and I've seen what those babies do, and they're you know that's the real weapons of mass destruction, is small arms.
Mm-hmm.
So I unload every round, and then I take the powder primers out of them. I reload them using a reloader and dyes and all that stuff. It ain't cheap and it ain't easy. And then I get the lead out of the bullets, so they're all lightweight now.
Right, right.
So yeah, I've really come a long way with that bullet jewelry.
Are there any themes that you do pursue in your art, in the sense of, I guess, it's more of a darker theme or a religious theme? Something that's like more, how do I say? Trying to figure out.
Spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual, or I mean, is there something other than spiritual that you're just like, that's what your art is based around, in the sense of what,
No,
how it's centered-
yeah, totally got you. No, I know exactly what you're saying. I was trying to think of these raver kids. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, it's same. Their stuff kind of originates from around that. No, I have done some religious stuff, like you see some of the skateboards on the wall. This one right here is one for my brother, and it's a cross with wings and stuff. That's why I have it sitting right as you walk in the door. But
love it.
It's still a work in progress too.
I see in a lot of your art that you do is green, and that's that's my favorite color. You know what I'm saying?
I love a green.
So
the green and perps.
right.
Yeah. I've recently found out that a lot of my Craig Mildrixer, who is a blacklight artist, phenomenal blacklight artist. When I moved back to Kansas City and I was street vending, First Fridays and stuff like that, he was always next to me, and he was such a good teacher to me of like street vending, because he didn't teach me anything.
Right.
And my mom knew him from way back in the day or something like that, and she would always tell him, "Oh, Joel's gonna be vending down there, so try to help him, blah 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 blah." And he would never help me. He would the only thing he would ever tell me is I would mess up and forget like my bullet earrings, and those are my major sellers.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just smile and laugh and say, "It's all right, bro. After you do, a few of these, you'll get it down. After you do 10, 12 of them, then you'll really have it down, and you'll just be pop up, pop down,
Right.
And he really did help me a lot with street vending, but he does blacklight art stuff, and so I thought I was moving back to Cali one time, and I gave him a deck that I had done, and it was black with this like that fluorescent green sliming,
mm-hmm.
and it said Elevate 16 on my logo, and I gave it to him for all the help that he did not give me.
Right.
Right. He was like, "Oh, that's cool. Blah blah blah," and because I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I did it with this green fluorescent paint." He's like, "Oh, cool. I'll put that in my den with my other stuff," and I was like, that means it's blacklight art? And I found out like all my stuff's blacklight art. I didn't even know it. So, yeah. Such crazy stuff meeting other Kansas City artists. Yeah.
Has he been wanting to influence you? I mean, a tremendous amount, or?
He has been one to. I've looked up to him, not in any artistical way, but in his street vending business on the business side of it, you know, because I mean, once you're street vending, it is a business, and
it made you savvy in that aspect.
yeah, because he has a solid booth every time. It's, you know, and it's set up to where the art is visual. You can see it when you walk by. You're not gonna miss it. You know, there's business cards. You know, all the stuff you need for to be branded. You know, business cards, a banner. You know, just a correct booth, not just stuff thrown together.
Right.
You know,
Everything's organized.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you can point out in your art that you can say that's you? Say if I'm walking on the street or if I'm going to a show and I'm just like,
the bullet earrings.
The bullet earrings.
Yep.
Nice.
Because they're real Swarovski crystal, and they're unloaded. I mean, one bullet weighs 1.5 ounces, so 3 ounces for a pair of earrings, and I've got both earrings down to 7 grams.
Nice.
So that's quite a cut in weight.
Right.
That's like 300%. Yeah.
Right.
Or something like that. But definitely the bullet jewelries. I mean, the bullet earrings, the bullet jewelry, just in general, is just, that's what's really defined me in Kansas City, and I have so many different art with ceramics and music and paintings, and I had so much that I was kind of lost there for a minute, and someone told me, take your 2 best talents and run with them, and everything else is just a hobby, you know, or whatever, or fun. And that's kind of what I did. I went with my bullet stuff and my music and skateboard decks still. But yeah.
What's your one piece of artwork? Your favorite one that you've done?
My favorite piece of artwork that I've ever done is.
I'll have to take a picture of it. Probably not today, but you know, just
probably either this I'm broke deck or my favorite piece of artwork I've ever done.
Your one that you can say you're most proud of, that just like, I'm happy with that. Because so many artists are so critical of themselves that they can never be content with what they've done or what they do.
It's never finished.
Exactly right. And I find that with everybody I talk to who's an artist, and they're just like, but I could have done this and this and that. But coming to somebody like...
That's why I always say work in progress.
Right.
It's done, but it's still work in progress.
That's the phrase I always use, too. I could have done more. But, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Have you sold that piece to somebody? Or, I mean, that you're just like, man, I wish I had that back?
Yeah. My favorite piece that I've ever done is called So I'm a juggalo for 20 years. My favorite piece that I have created, and I'll always remember, and people will always remember me by, I think it's my profile picture right now. It was called the Juggernaut, and it was the dog choker chain with the ones that go in the neck, you know, the real gnarly looking ones.